Underwater drones are often cited as a centerpiece of future naval conflict, particularly as global supply chains begin to fracture. But the physics of water impose strict limits on these platforms. Underwater drones struggle with short operational ranges and poor detection radiuses. Increasing battery capacity offers only marginal gains when the medium itself restricts how far a sensor can see. If a drone has to be delivered to its target by a submarine to overcome these range issues, it is essentially a torpedo. We are largely just reinventing a century-old technology. Instead of looking deeper for the next major disruption in naval combat, we should be looking at the surface. Ukrainian forces have demonstrated that a standard jet ski or small motorboat can be turned into a precision weapon. By strapping a control system to the steering column and packing the hull with 700 pounds of explosives, they've created a low-cost platform capable of destroying a much larger vessel. Most modern warships are structurally ill-equipped for this. As this diagram shows, their weapon systems and radar arrays are designed to track and shoot at threats in the sky, like planes and anti-ship missiles. These guns have a physical limit to how far they can tilt. They cannot aim low enough to hit a small object moving quickly at the waterline, leaving a massive defensive blind spot right at the hull. Navies are currently attempting to fill this gap with sailors on the deck using manual machine guns and RPGs. Defending a multi-billion-dollar vessel against high-speed automated swarms with single-fire, handheld weapons is an unreliable strategy. If armored naval vessels with ready supplies of ammunition struggle to defend their perimeter, the risk to slow civilian cargo ships is significantly higher. In narrow waterways like the Taiwan or Japan Strait, the utility of surface drones increases. Built from existing civilian platforms, these drones have operational ranges of several hundred miles, a radius that covers the entire shipping lane. Massive commercial tankers and container ships sit low in the water and lack built-in defenses or jamming equipment, making them the most vulnerable targets in these environments. Introducing cheap, long-range surface drones into these specific trade routes effectively turns every commercial vessel into an easy target. There is a common assumption that national navies will simply provide escorts to maintain the safety of these sea lanes. When we compare the numbers, that becomes a mathematical impossibility. There are tens of thousands of active cargo ships and only a few hundred naval vessels capable of providing meaningful protection. There are not enough military hulls in the water to patrol the global sea lanes to the degree required by this new security environment. The post-World War II era of a safe ocean guaranteed by a few dominant navies is reaching a physical limit. To maintain even a small portion of globalized trade, the shipping industry is being forced to consider a shift in how it handles its own security. This leads to the militarization of civilian tankers and bulkers. The security breakdown is forcing the industry to move past passive measures. However, civilian crews cannot simply rely on the same manual deck guns that have already failed to protect professional navies. Survival in contested waters will require integrated weapon systems that can detect and engage threats automatically. This defense will likely rely on airborne drones. These platforms provide both the necessary detection radius and the strike capacity to address surface threats. An airborne drone's elevated position allows it to see surface threats from miles away, far beyond what a sailor on the deck could spot with binoculars. This provides the reaction time needed to intercept a surface drone well before it reaches the ship's hull. If global trade is to continue in this environment, the cargo ship as a purely civilian vessel will likely be replaced by fleets capable of independent, drone-based defense.